Hey, what's up, my friends? Well, most of the time when I think about doing a video about a particular subject, I will just cancel the thought altogether and not make it. And I have several notebooks I write things down on and ideas, and I have lots of little post-it notes. And this is how I've been doing my little journals, like writing on a post-it note on the outside, then posting it on the inside, so it's just always ready to go on the outside there. And taking notes is crucial because I have at least 5-10 thoughts a day that I want to share that evade and just flow right through my brain, and like Swiss cheese if I don't write them down. But most of them I don't talk about, and I guess this preamble here is to explain that I try not to talk about the most trivial things in life, because they are things that we all share, like small frustrating experiences, such as making a video about shoelaces coming untied. Nobody wants to hear that shit. But it could be something bigger, like a particular actor or actress. I want to start with a quote. I don't remember who said it, and it doesn't really matter. It's that great minds talk about ideas. Average minds talk about things. And small minds talk about people. And even though that's just a generalization, I've found that many of the most shallow people that I've met spend most of their time talking about other people, because it's easier to see faults in other people than to really look at a situation. Because you can judge a person, you can classify a person, you can delude yourself about a person's intentions, and all is guesswork. But when it comes to having an opinion on, let's say, an idea, like, well, should we have healthcare or not? Or should we have socialized medicine? Or, who should pay for the road repairs? Deep questions that seem very simple to answer, but they aren't, because the whole tax system and the way that, communities operate. But a lot of people have strong opinions on things one way or another, and it's just the way they think. But they don't really rationalize it or think through it. So I try to avoid those confrontational kind of nonsense bullshit go nowhere things. But I guess I've spent too long rambling bullshit about a video that I'm already going to talk about commercials. Commercials are just pathetic. They disgust me. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what really I've seen over the last 15 years. As, I remember in the 80s, the kill your television stickers. And it was only once the internet became available that people started talking about television and how fucked up TV is and how bad commercials suck. Because in the 40s, 50s, 60s, we watched the commercials. People enjoyed the commercials. Oh, you could learn about a new product. In fact, if you're not aware, soap operas, those were originally created as advertisements for soap. The whole thing was basically a show with commercials in it, and the whole show was to get housewives to watch it, and then they would try to sell them cleaning products. And that seemed useful at times when new products were coming around that we'd never seen before. New detergents, new discoveries and inventions, new polymers and plastics. It's great. Then we had the things that we needed and started producing a bunch of garbage that people don't need. Telling everyone they need the latest iPhone, they need this great gadget. And even souping up fucking insurance ads as if it's something great. I think I could use Geico as the perfect example. Who the hell really thinks that a company will spend that much on advertising and then give you a killer deal on car insurance? Maybe in the past, maybe there was a time. But I think that trying to put humor in a car commercial or in an auto insurance commercial, I think that's natural. People want to laugh. And if you're going to tell somebody something, you want them to laugh and think it's funny. So that's why commercials tend to be funny. But how many people have I heard say, oh, I don't watch the Super Bowl, but I like the commercials. Like, this is what people want you to like. Advertisers spend billions learning how people think so they can get into your head. And a lot of folks will say, well, I just enjoy watching them, but I'm not sold the product or anything. I'm not foolish enough to actually think that this is what's cool. But obviously a lot of people are. How many people get the new iPhone every time it comes out because it has a slight upgrade in the camera or something, and they will justify it by telling you the technical aspects of how this one's a little bit better than last year's phone. And this is where we've, this is what we've come to, a society of consumers in the West, at least in America. And it's pretty disgusting, but I'm an American, what can I say? I like to buy stuff too. I have a lot of stuff, but it's mostly from Goodwill and elsewhere. For example, I'll buy my clothes at Goodwill. Once in a while I might see a nice shirt that I want to buy at the store for $20 and I'd be willing to spend that. But when it comes to $200 or $500, it's just, you're buying a label, you're buying a name, and these names have become what we represent. When people are wearing t-shirts sponsoring companies, I just never understood that. Like, if you want to sponsor your favorite band, that's awesome. That's music. Or, maybe even your sports team or whatever, to show that this is what you're interested in other words. I'm interested in this sport, or I'm interested in this band, or I dress this way because I'm eccentric and because I like to meet other eccentric people. And everyone has their individuality. But how does sponsoring a company that makes clothes by wearing clothes with that company's logo on it make any sense? Isn't clothing supposed to just cover your body? Isn't it about the look of the clothing itself in contrast to the actual label or the name on it? But we've become quite a shallow society about how we present things. Like, you would think in today's world, well, I guess you wouldn't. It really doesn't, I don't know what else to say about it. People are stupid. Not all people. But by me saying that, there's going to be somebody out there who's going to get offended. How could you say people are stupid? Well, I don't really believe people are stupid. I think we're limited by our capacity to understand and by our experiences and our upbringing. But I think that a lot of people make the choice to remain stupid. When you try to teach them something or point to, some information to learn about the world, they shut down and push you away, and they're trapped in their reality, and that's fine, because to each his own. That's one of the most important things for me, is to not criticize other people for how they live, because that's their life. I don't care if a person wants to wear a burqa, if a person wants to be a sexual depravity and go have. I won't get into specifics. Whatever people want to do in their private lives, however they want to dress, however they want to be, whatever religion they want to have, all of that's fine with me. It's only when it starts to affect others on a mass scale that it becomes a problem. So instead of pointing the fingers at other people just for being a different religion, or just for being a different color, we get to know those people and realize that it's not us against them, whether religious, political, or otherwise. But as long as there's a division, an illusion of division being placed upon the people, then people will compete, whether it be between sports teams or Ford versus Chevy. I mean, really? No. They both suck. You never hear anybody talking about a Honda, how Hondas suck, but no, it's Japanese, so it's them. This goes back to kind of the buy American thing, but that was another one of the delusions that we were under, is that buying American is better because it supports your community. Well, sometimes it does, but some of these companies make everything offshore anyway. We're so easily fooled into buying things because we think it's what we need or for a good cause, and really it's important we stop and look at everything we're going to buy before we buy it. Beyond food, I'm just talking extra things. Do I really need this? And more importantly, who is it supporting? I won't get into personal choices in shopping. I refuse to go to Walmart. I think I just don't approve of their business practices. They're too big. The way that they force small companies out, it doesn't mean that I'm totally opposed to Walmart. They are who they are. I'm just choosing not to invest my money in a company that treats their employees like that, cuts their hours short to not have to pay insurance policies and whatnot. It's all about money out there. And these big companies are all about profiting off of your ignorance. So just choose what we buy carefully and where we buy it. And, just because Geico has a funny commercial doesn't mean they're really good car insurance. You know what I mean? So that's my ramble about commercialization and shit. So have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon.